Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, welcome back if you've been before. Lovely to have you either way. On this channel we talk books, and today is a very exciting day because I am announcing the challenge, the reading challenge that I am planning to host in 2024. And I have been reflecting recently about what I want to get out of my reading in 2024. So this year I've been hosting a non-fiction reading challenge. The year before that I hosted an Australian reading challenge, and I've been feeling a little bit like I love the structure of having a challenge to work towards, but I also really want to just read whatever I want. And I was trying to think, how can I organize it so that I have a challenge, but that it's very loosey-goosey. And what I was thinking about was, sometimes it's like, it's the temptation, isn't it? It's like I have these goals of what I want to achieve with my reading, but these other books are just kind of, I'm walking through the library, or I'm looking at my shelves, or I'm, talking to a friend, and I want to start reading this book immediately. And so that is what this challenge is all about. And I've called it the Sirens Reading Challenge because I was thinking about the sirens of Greek mythology that tempted Odysseus in the Odyssey and were trying to kind of lure him to his death in the sea. That's what I was thinking about. And then I was thinking about how women are kind of tagged that way also as temptresses and sirens, and so this challenge was born. So let me introduce you. I also am very excited because my husband gave me the idea of putting together some images. So I've used the AI features on Canva to have a go at putting together some pictures to go with each of the challenges. So I'm going to pop them up on the screen for you as we go. Bonus points to you if you can spot the kind of dodgy AI elements where, somebody's hand is a bit weird, or like, is that really an arm? I did the best I could, but you know what the technology is like. Anyway, so let's get into it. I want to share these prompts with you. So first of all, I've created a poster. And I'm going to show you each of the images one by one on the screen as we talk about the different prompts in this challenge. I will be hosting this challenge as always on the Storygraph. So if you're already a member there, you'll be able to find this challenge, but I will also link it below so that you can just follow the links down in the description directly to the challenge. There are 8 prompts in this challenge. The first prompt is TBR Temptress. And the TBR Temptress is a book that is a book you already own, sitting on your shelves, and it's just calling to you in the moment. So you're being tempted away from your other reading plans to read a book that you've purchased because you wanted to read it, or you've acquired because you want to read it, but so basically this is reading any book from your TBR that is calling to you in the moment. Prompt number 2 is a library Lorelei. So libraries are, for me, a place of great temptation, because you're walking past all of these displays and you're seeing books and you're thinking, oh wow, I'd really like to read that. That looks really interesting. So the library Lorelei is the book that you see as you're walking through your local library, or any library you like, really. Could even be a friend's library, someone else's book collection. And you find a book that you really just want to read. So that is what the library Lorelei is all about. Prompt number 3 is the Bookshop Babe. So the Bookshop Babe is all about books that you find in a bookshop. Now, I acknowledge that not everybody has the budget or indeed the desire to purchase lots and lots of books from a bookshop. That doesn't matter. You don't have to have bought the book. You could see the book at the bookshop and be interested and want to read the book, and then go and find it at the library. That's perfectly fine. But the Bookshop Babe is all about a book that calls to you when you're walking through a bookshop and you're like, oh, I really, really need to read that. And then somehow acquire it so that you can read it. Prompt number 4 is Digital Delilah. So this is all about ebooks, and it could just be, you don't have to have an e-reader to participate in this prompt. You can read on any screen, a phone, a tablet, even a computer screen is fine, as long as you're reading a digital book that is calling out to you that you really, really want to read. Prompt number 5 is the Volume Vamp. Now, this was the hardest one to name because obviously this is about audiobooks. Volume, turning up the... Yeah. It was hard to find a word. You can hear that I'm doing alliteration here, right? Yeah. Anyway, there was nothing I could come up with that was a sort of like siren-y name that started with or. So, any ideas below? Actually, no, don't tell me below. We're sticking with Volume Vamp. So the Volume Vamp is all about an audiobook that you really, really want to read. And I would encourage people, if you've not gotten into audiobooks before, this is a good opportunity for you to do it. And often, and this happened to me quite recently, I was a little bit interested in a book, and then I looked up who the audiobook reader was, and it was an actor that I was really, keen on listening to. So sometimes the reason that you really want to read an audiobook is because of the narrator. Like, oh, I'm really keen to hear this person reading this book. So keep an eye out for that. Also looking for, the audiobooks that people are talking about as being a really good experience, a really good audiobook experience. So that's what the Volume Vamp is all about, being tempted by an audiobook that you just have to listen to. Number 6 is A Classic Coquette. And here obviously we're talking about classic books. So this is, and let's take this view of classics quite liberally. We're not just talking about your ancient classics here, we're talking modern classics as well. It could be a book that's been written in the last 10 years. It doesn't have to be an old classic, as long as it's considered a classic. At least by somebody, a classic of its genre even. So that is what this prompt is all about, and it's going to be just whatever's calling out to you at the time. Number 7 is the Fresh Femme Fatale, and obviously by fresh we mean brand new. So this is about a book that has been released, a book that's yet to be released because it's not yet 2024. So a book that's released in 2024 that you are just like, I have to read this book this year. It has to happen this year because you're that keen on it. So any book that is a 2024 release, and I haven't even looked to see what's coming next year. There could be some amazing books coming next year. But that's what that prompt is all about. And the final prompt number 8, is the Suggestive Seductress. And this is all about a recommendation. So a book that you have heard recommended either personally to you or just from the internet. So maybe somebody on the internet is recommending this book because they loved it. And you just really, really are excited to read this book because of that recommendation. So those are the 8 prompts. Basically, this is all of the fun structure of a challenge with none of the pressure because essentially it's a mood reader's dream. Like, we're going to be mood reading next year. So please join me. I'd love to have you along. As I said, I will put the link to the challenge on the Storygraph down in the description below, so you'll be able to find it there. But also you can just search for the name, the Sirens Reading Challenge 2024. I've also put my name, Curatorially Yours, in the title of the challenge on Storygraph, so you can find it that way as well. Just search for Curatorially Yours and you should hopefully be able to find it. So the other exciting parts are this poster is available for download. Would you like a copy for your wall? You can have one. I will put the link to that down below. And along with that, I've also created this lovely sheet here for those of you who journal or who would just like to, maybe you don't have the Storygraph and you want to still participate, but you don't want to sign up for the Storygraph. That's fine. I'm not going to make you do that. But this So I've created this, which is a space for you with all of the prompts down the side, all of the pictures as well, and a space for you to write the books that you're reading. You might like to get this to stick it into your journal if you are a reading journaler. So very, very welcome to do that. And I will put the link to these 2 documents, which are a single document, down in the description below. I hope you'll join me. I'm so excited about this challenge because we're just going to be reading whatever we want next year. That's really what I want to get out of 2024 is I want to just be able to kind of go with the flow of what I'm feeling like reading, and I'm really excited for it. So I hope you're excited too. I hope you will join me for this challenge. Please check out the links in the description below, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye.